Welcome to the Albus Podcast, the working man's DIY bro down. I am Aaron.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Eddie.
And today we're going to start a new series where we highlight a specific band, their discography, where we were when we found out about them. This artist spotlight is on Nirvana. But first, how's everyone been? We took a week off. Everyone refreshed. We got a podcast to record, a practice to have. Alex, what have you been up to?
School. And it's nerve-wracking because this is it. And I'm so close to the finish line.
For all the Doritos?
All the chips.
Yeah, I like chips. Eddie, what have you been up to, bro?
All the marbles.
I missed you last week. I'm not going to lie.
I did too.
Well, why didn't you come over then?
School.
Oh, that's right.
So what have you been up to? I know, I'm going to cheat. Let's hear what vinyls you bought.
Oh, I got this Nirvana vinyl right here.
Hell yes.
I got, what else did I get?
I know
I got another Nirvana vinyl.
Which one did you get?
It's like Live and Halloween
Ooh,
91
I
or
don't know
something
if I
like
know
that.
that one.
Kind of like a...
You picked up my favorite Melvins record, did you not?
Oh, I got that in the mail
Yeah.
last week.
Was that Stoner Witch?
Goddamn
Stoner
right.
Witch,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I got, I can't remember. Taco Cat? I haven't listened to that yet.
When did you get that STP record I saw on that video?
Oh, I got
Was that
that
recent?
last year.
Oh, you've
I
had
just
that,
brought
okay.
it downstairs because I wanted to listen to it.
It's a good record.
And it sounds really good. And then I've just been like painting my bathroom.
Oh, wait, this one or the one upstairs?
No, this one right here.
This one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't use the sink because there's a lot of painting utensils in it.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I haven't used the bathroom yet, but apparently there's painting utensils in the sink.
I got you, bro.
So, okay.
You got me?
I told Lauren, don't wash your hands in there.
That makes sense. It's words to live by, frankly. You're a sage.
You can wash your hands in the shower.
You could, yeah. You could even use...
Yeah.
You could even...
Hey, you could use the fucking toilet, man.
I was going to say that first, but...
It's a good thing I wasn't drinking out of the toilet, or I may have been poisoned.
In the zombie apocalypse, you're gonna have to drink out of toilets, bro.
That might be true. I don't know.
It's
Not
true.
if I'm the first to go.
I'm
or in the apocalypse in general.
Well, I don't know about that. But I am waiting on my ES8 shows up tomorrow, and
What is that?
my switcher, my new switcher.
Switcher?
Yeah, for my pedals. And I am going to solder all custom length patch cables for my entire board. I can't
Are you
wait.
going to use like a blowtorch?
I wish I was using a blowtorch. I'm going to use a soldering iron.
Oh, okay.
Hence the soldering. But I'm really excited because that's going to be rad as hell. But that's all I've been up to. Watching the kids. That's been fun. We've been playing outside a lot.
Yeah. I hope it gets nice soon.
Yeah,
Jesus.
riding bikes, playing with bubbles, shit like that. Drawing with
Bubbles
chalk.
the monkey.
Hey,
I wish we were playing with that guy.
that's some mad chakra, brah.
That,
Dude.
Yeah.
How about the chakras, brah?
So, chakras should probably lead us into the one, the only, the Nirvana. Now,
Perfect. I didn't even think of
it all starts right there with the bleach. Does anyone remember, well, before we even get specifically into that album, does anyone remember when Nirvana came onto their radar, what it was that brought it there? Because you're a little bit younger, so I'd be interested to hear how they came across for you.
So, one of my best friends, I'm not going to go into our past history because, even he'd have to admit it. He was kind of a bully when I was younger.
Okay.
But we ended up becoming best friends, and that's who I played music with for the majority of my music playing career.
Like your younger years? Like
Yeah.
how old were you when you found out about Nirvana?
It was because of him. He got me into Nirvana. I was in 7th grade. Not that I hadn't heard Smells Like Teen Spirit. I remember hearing that in, elementary school. But when I was in 7th grade, I'm pretty sure, 6th, 7th grade, in junior high, he showed me everything. He had access even as like archaic as the internet was back then, he had access to all these like sites with like all the bootlegs,
Yep.
opinions.
Yeah, I know.
Moist Virginia.
Oh my God! I almost did that, but you finished it.
Moist Virginia. It's
Oh my God!
Virginia.
Moist Virginia, take me home.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah.
Country roads.
I love it. I love it. Okay,
That are super soaked.
so kind of similar.
Moist Virginia.
So kind of similar to me. The guy that I first started playing with was a drummer, and he was obsessed with Nirvana. Now I'm a little bit older, so mine happened earlier than yours. But essentially, when Nevermind got released, from that moment he was like super fan. So I had to learn that entire record from start to finish, and then he bought Bleach, and I had to learn that record from start to finish, and we would cover, and then after that, when Insecticide came out, I had to learn that start to finish, and it was almost like I had to barter,
I will learn this record if we can finally finish one of our songs.
and that's kind of how we did it. So it's like we were like a half Nirvana tribute band and like an original band. I was like, all right, we have 8 of our songs and 32 of Nirvana's. Great. And that's like how it went. And then we kind of skipped over playing Unplugged, even though that might be outside of Alice in Chains is probably my favorite Unplugged. And then
I got that on vinyl too.
Hells
It sounds really good.
and then I had to learn in Utero, which we'll get into, but that's probably my favorite Nirvana record. But that was how Nirvana became to me. It wasn't, I didn't, seek them out on the radio or anything. It was, I wanted to play music, and this dude was obsessed with that band, and that was my way of playing music. And it just so happens that obviously I was a huge fan of them as well. But I mean, he was the kind of guy like what you're talking about, where
Back before the internet ever existed.
I mean, he was sending checks to Europe to get like a B-side that's got Kurt farting on a snare drum, you know what I mean? And it's like he had all this weird shit, everything.
I think they had a lot of those at Crow's Nest.
He got a lot of shit at Crow's Nest, yeah. Like that's where a lot of the box sets and the B-sides and
I think I would see like
Imports.
weird, like import CDs they
Yeah.
had were like
I used to love
Weird
that Crow's
looking.
Nest had that import section.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I used to get stuff from there, but that's where Nirvana came into mine. Now, where did it happen with you? Because you're 2 years older than I am. So, did you find out about them probably the same time? Just you were 2 years further up in school, or did you?
when did
you-
did like Teen Spirit come out?
That would be 90. What was that? 1990.
91 or 2 or something.
I think that might even be earlier than that. He died in 94, and you figure In Utero
Right.
came out
In 94.
in 93 or 94.
So I was
know,
4 or
yeah.
5 years old because I was born in '89. So
So
I mean that's why I came
I feel
onto
like-
them like later on.
I
I
feel like
it's like 92 or 90.
I was gonna say I feel like Nevermind was either like a 90 to 92 range in that area. But you figure between touring and then coming out with In Utero, it had to have been maybe 92.
91,
91.
Nevermind came
There you
out,
go.
yeah.
Okay, so that was
In Utero did come out in 93.
yeah. So I was
Yeah.
9 years old when 8 and 9 years old when I heard Nirvana, and you would have been then
I was
10 or 11.
I was 11 when
Okay.
it came out, so like I was in real time experiencing all the videos all the time. I would
Yeah,
see them.
that's
like
what-
there was a
that's-
video
'Cause
for fucking
MTV
every
used to be
song in
awesome back
Nevermind.
then.
yeah, and that smells like
Yeah.
Teen Spirit video.
Oh yeah, no, literally all I would do is I would either, around that time, I would just always be home. Sometimes I would go play outside and, go looking through the dumpsters in the apartments because when people get evicted, He-Man toys appear.
Hell yeah.
And I would watch TV and like at night, like MTV would be on and I would watch all these fucking videos. And a lot of the Nirvana videos I saw, like even some weird ones,
Well, yeah, I
or
mean,
live.
I was gonna say that record spawned some crazy good songs, obviously, but the videos I can really stand out to me when you look at them. The Nevermind record, Teen Spirit, that video was the video. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that was on a lot.
And then In Bloom came along and had, the black and white, them
Yeah.
playing like all dressed up. That was
The
incredible.
90s was like the golden age of video.
Yeah.
Like the 80s and
I mean,
90s.
even Come As You Are with him hanging from the chandelier and shit, like that was rad. Like I can just
It's been a while since I've seen them.
Heart-shaped
some
box,
Nirvana videos.
also an awesome music
Yeah, that's
video.
later on. But I mean, Incesticide, them playing in that like toy-ridden
Did they have a video?
basement. On it from Incesticide. The song, what is that? Mom and Dad went to a show, dropped me off a Grandpa Joe.
Sliver.
Sliver.
Sliver,
They were in like that basement, and his hair was all dyed, and like big sweater.
Grandma, take me home.
Yeah, I
Grandma,
mean,
take me home.
They were one of those bands that like a video came on, and like as good as the song was, I wanted to see the video too.
I had that Incesticide album. Like
Yeah.
my dad had it, so I'm like, oh,
Such a good
I
record.
wanted to
your
see-
dad had it? That rules.
he bought it. Yeah, like I was like, oh, why do you have this? What's
Hell yeah.
so he
And I
kept
feel
up.
like Nirvana was one of those bands. You know, some bands you hear the hit record or whatever, and then you go and listen to the other stuff, and it's kind of like meh.
Yeah.
They were the one band where I feel like every record I put on, I was like, this is fucking
And
good.
when Unplugged came out, like it was so like everybody, like I had my friend who lived like, because we lived in an apartment building, so we were on the 3rd floor, and my friend was like downstairs at the bottom. You know, he's like, hey, can you dub me the tape? And I'm like, yeah, because I had it on CD. The CD, I think I had it on CD, or I had it on tape. So I
Well,
would
if it was,
dub, I would
if it
dub
was
the
on
tape.
CD, it was like the burgundy looking.
I think I might, because I had
CD
tapes.
with the white
I
writing.
still have a lot of my tapes.
Dude,
My
fucking,
younger brother-
fucking Lake of Fire, though.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
But my younger brother,
Dude, that vinyl sounds
And the man
so
who
good.
sold the world. I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
his covers were just all brilliant, and by
Everything.
some of my favorite artists of all time.
yeah.
covering the Meat Puppets. Come
Yeah,
on.
Meat Puppets, epic. David Bowie. Like,
Yes.
are you fucking kidding me?
My
dude?
younger brother,
Lead
ganked-
Belly. You know, where'd you
Oh,
sleep
yeah.
last night? I mean,
My younger brother, that's my favorite, probably my favorite track on there. Where Did You Sleep Last Night? But my younger brother ganked Unplugged from me like 6 months after it came out, and I don't think I ever got it back. That dude
Would this
fell
be
asleep
Zach?
to that. Yeah, he fell asleep to that like every damn night, which was fine
Hey,
because I
Zach.
heard it.
Zach, you're a wiener. I'm calling you out, bro. Come at me.
Yeah,
Come at me, bro.
but
I'm ready.
yes,
No, I mean for real. I want to be friends.
yes.
Sorry.
I think it's interesting though because Nevermind, such a strong track listing, and I love how Butch Vig recorded it, but it's not my favorite Nirvana recording because I think once I had the opportunity to hear recordings and see videos of them live, you realized that as good as Nevermind is and it stands on its own,
It is epic.
it's not really a representation of them live. I felt like In Utero was the record where it's like, this is what they sound like
Yeah.
live, which is why that's probably my favorite record of theirs.
If I may, I would compare compare that to like with the Beatles, you know, like, oh, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club's Band. Like that was their Nevermind. But their In Utero was like, you know, Abbey Road, like where they got deep and
Sounded more like what you'd get if you saw them live.
just, you know, just deep and dark and weird and
I think more polished, right? But like
well, that too.
very simply recorded.
Yes,
yeah, no,
yeah.
but I mean, still like
more. I feel like more room involved,
I know.
more of
Yeah.
the space.
Well,
I don't even know how, but
pan
you
the
know,
drums.
there are some Beatle haters out there. But I mean,
Yeah,
their
who cares
progression.
about them?
But I mean, their progression as a band and sound and all of that, and how they innovated sound and you know engineering and shit. It's
Well, what's interesting,
it's ridiculous.
If you think about it from
and
a
Nirvana was kind of like they were like the next Beatles.
Well, that's where I was tying into. If you think about it, not just from a musical standpoint, we look at about this from a cultural standpoint, right?
Right,
A pop
shaking it
culture
up.
thing.
Yeah,
They murdered 80s hair metal. They were the band. I mean, I've seen interviews where hair metal bands have
Yeah,
said like Monday we were the shit, and Tuesday everyone was buying flannels and
one hit wonders.
I recently watched on Amazon. It was a documentary. I had never really listened to the band, but they were called Wasp.
oh yeah, yeah.
And the guitar player, I guess,
Wasp, Rat.
you know, he's still playing. He's like 65. He lives in like England or something like that, or is it France? Maybe France. I don't know, but like when he was talking, I remember him like saying, and then like Nirvana came around, or the grunge came around. I think, which you know,
Which I mean,
basically means
Nirvana's. I mean,
Nirvana.
there were
Yeah,
bands.
I
like,
mean,
like-
Soundgarden, Tad definitely
Yeah.
preceded them.
now the first like grunge band to hit and get people's ears and attention was
Mother Love
Mudhoney.
Bone.
Mudhoney.
Oh, Mudhoney.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I've never
you're
really
right.
listened to
Yeah.
them.
Mudhoney.
Oh, but you know what I did get? on vinyl is the single soundtrack.
Did you? Hell yes. Great soundtrack.
So
One
I
of
know
the
that's
best
got Mudhoney
ever.
on there.
Yep, it does. They got paid an ass load of money, and they recorded that for $86, but they didn't tell the record label that, so they pocketed all the extra money.
What?
Yeah, genius.
No, you're right though. I mean, especially
Yeah.
a Super Fuzz Big Muff.
Yeah, so the thing is it's like,
come on.
while that genre and that style of music was permeating in the local scene and Mudhoney had started to bring it to the forefront, when Nevermind hit, from all, accounts, it slayed the dragon. You know what I mean? It was for the love of fucking Christ, there were magazines offering grunge attire.
Triple platinum?
Oh, way more than that. I think that thing's fucking diamond, bro.
When double uranium.
Double uranium.
Yeah.
1.21 gigawatts.
There it is. I love it. But that's the thing is, like, to change a culture to the point where now people are trying to figure out what you're supposed to wear. Like, you got to dress the way that Kurt dresses. I mean, there was an interview. I loved it. I think it might have been on the Mudhoney documentary where Rolling Stone, I think it was, called Sub Pop, and this girl totally, like, strung them along and made up grunge words, and they printed them as if they were real things. Like, I'll just make something up. Like, she'd be like, oh yeah, schlippity schloppity, that means like rock and roll. And they like fucking printed like dictionary to grunge, schlippity schloppity means rock and roll. And it's like, to get that far, into influencing culture is unreal. And that hasn't been done since then. I don't know if it'll ever be done again, to where we get to the point where it's like night and day. Monday is this, Tuesday is this. Everything you thought you knew is... I mean, could you imagine being a record exec or the guy spinning CDs, a disc jockey? You got fucking Guns N' Roses and Whitesnake and Poison and Bon Jovi and all this shit.
But Guns N' Roses still stayed in the fucking rotation.
Yeah, they were smart, but they also never wore makeup and spandex and shit. So they were smart. They were out in front of that. But can you imagine being the disc jockey that, like, fucking my 10 p.m. shift ended and I ended it with Cinderella. And when I came back in,
they came to Crow's Nest.
When I came back in at 8:00 in the morning, we opened with, Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and fucking Nirvana. And it was like that. You couldn't be further away. You know what I mean? And it's like, I owe a lot. We've talked about this briefly, but I owe all of my musical identity to Q101.
Oh, dude.
That was everything for me.
I used to listen to the Blaze 103.5.
103.5 was cool because they had Man Cow.
Before that, dude,
that was kind of before Q101, I think.
But I mean, before that dude took over that, like,
well, it was like the same time.
I think, yeah.
What was his name? Sludge or some shit like that. That took
Sludge
over.
was there, yeah. But he was later.
No, the dude before him though. Like, I remember meeting him in like 96 or 97 at the Oak Brook Mall, and I was like, and I was so stoked because I was listening to Q101 back then.
Oh, dude,
as a youngin,
Q101
just
was
loved it.
I mean, it was so good, but they used to have the cage fight, and that was the thing for me. Is like, I can't pick another time in my life where I gave enough of a fuck about radio that I would come home every night and hear whether last night's champion would be outvoted by the challenger. So they'd have like, we'll just make this up. Smells Like Teen Spirit is the champion from last night. The most people chose this, called in and chose this as the better song. But tonight, Smells Like Teen Spirit is going against Man in a Box. And they'd play the two songs, and then they'd literally have people calling in and going, Man in the Box, Smells Like Teen Spirit, like totaling it up.
Yeah.
And then they'd say, and the winner of tonight's cage match is Smells Like Teen Spirit for the 33rd day in a row. And then the next day they'd have a new competitor. And I would come home and fucking put that on every day. And it's like,
that's crazy.
The radio.
I forgot about that shit, dude.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like,
I used to listen to the radio like so
the radio
much.
was awesome.
I remember, like, I would listen to sleep when I was younger. We lived in the apartment, so I would listen to Q101, and I would like go on the phone and I would quietly call in and request like Beer Can by Beck. Like,
Yes!
and I would say my name, and it was like, this goes out to Eddie and Joliet. And I'm like, and I recorded it on tape.
Yes.
I was like,
Dude,
I just thought it was the coolest thing.
First time I called into a
music.
radio station, I didn't realize you're supposed to, obviously I get it now, but you're supposed to turn your volume down. Otherwise you get the feedback loop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
First time I called in, it's like, caller 101, are you there? And it's like, hello? Oh, turn that down. I'm like, sorry. You know what I mean? It's like, sorry. And then it like snaps to reality and you say a couple of words and they're like, all right, this goes out for Aaron. And like you said, like hearing it back, like, whoa, they're playing what I wanted to hear.
This is Puddle of Mud for Aaron.
No, mine was Come Down by Bush. Was the first time I ever
yeah,
called the
that's right,
radio
Bush.
station.
Bush.
That fucking video is killer too. But I think it's a rarity to have a band that their entire catalog is badass. Now, that record, as good as that record is, for all intents and purposes, that is a Melvins record. And
Yeah, because Dale Crover's on there.
but he was hanging out with the Melvins and Buzz. Buzz took him to his first punk rock show. That is so heavily influenced
it
by
is.
Melvins, which is awesome because Melvins are one of my favorite bands.
Well, what I think is so cool, because we were talking about Insecticide earlier, is this like kind of a perfect combination of Bleach and Nevermind.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like some of the songs having like more pop sensibilities, but like just kind of more like
It's still very
like-
grungy, though,
like-
like
yeah.
punk
but like-
dirty.
but more so like kind of punky.
Yeah,
But isn't
very
that-
punky.
You
Very
know,
punky.
and Bleach is just fucking like raw
Dirty, yeah.
and nasty. And there's some tracks like we were talking Hairspray Queen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Just weird and out there.
I
It
think-
sounds like something that would have been like a Bleach B-side or something.
I
but
think it's awesome
just the
that
combination of
with that band, knowing that they liked the Beatles, Black Sabbath, punk music, you can hear how though just take
Joy
those,
Division,
yeah.
the Pixies.
But just take those three avenues, all right? A Black Sabbathy, metal-y type thing, pop from the Beatles and punk, okay? And you can see how those three things found their way out over time to where they ended up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's
like
amazing.
In Utero, like definitely. I mean, is there an argument here that that's not their best album?
I'm saying it's their best album.
It's their best album. I mean,
it's
it's
pretty damn
it's
good.
their masterpiece. Like I was saying, it's like their fucking Abbey Road.
And how funny is it that when that record came out, their record label said, we don't hear a single, this needs to be remixed, this isn't, because they wanted Nevermind 2.0.
I
and
really
it's
like In Utero, but I think Incesticide is kind of my
oh,
favorite.
is that your favorite? Mine's definitely In Utero. What did we jam today? We jammed
But sound wise, but like sound production In Utero, I like.
In Utero. It's incredible.
Incesticide used to
great.
be it used to be my favorite, but then I mean, just like the more I listened to In Utero,
I mean,
In
today
Utero
on
is
the ride
awesome.
over here, we jammed "Serve the Servants" and we did "Radio Friendly Unit Shifter." And
and
how good
Scentless
was?
Apprentice.
I mean, it just. I mean, the band is and will always be, and I think podcasts like this, videos, everything will help carry that band forward to the next generation because I think they're one of those bands that are timeless, where no matter what's popular at the time, if somebody hears them, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this? This band is rad."
You know, I mean, like, what's interesting, I mean, Nirvana definitely is like the number one band for me, tied with the Beatles in terms of like influence and like where I went from there. Just because, I mean, all the inspiration that they gathered from different shit led me into different directions. Like,
I also feel like Kurt was the first guy that, for me, made it okay to be in a rock band but still be poppy, because he used to say we're a punk rock band with pop sensibility, and it's like I feel like that was the first thing where I was like, oh well, if Kurt Cobain says it's okay to still have catchiness to you, then I can do that, and that's like what I liked, that's what I listened for. But the fact that you were getting the guy at the top of the game saying, yeah, that's cool, I felt like that was like a stamp of approval. Like, you can, as long as you mean what you're saying, fucking
You watch
say
those documentaries that came out?
it. Oh, yeah.
Like
I've watched,
however many years ago.
I've read every book. I've seen every documentary. I mean,
I haven't seen them all, but like Kurt and Courtney
yeah.
was.
But
that
you
was a
haven't,
big
you
one.
you and I were talking today. You haven't seen whatever the fuck that thing is called, Doused in Bleach. That's what it's called. The documentary that came out, I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever. That's a good documentary. I mean, it brings us to a whole new section in this. Actually, we'll get to the new section in a moment. Let's go record by record and just toss out maybe a couple of tracks for anybody that maybe you're the person that you're younger. Nirvana was way before your time, or maybe you were a casual listener when it happened. Maybe we toss out a couple of tracks that are worth checking out off of each record. I mean, obviously the records from start to finish are kick ass, but maybe we go Bleach, Incesticide, Nevermind, and In Utero, and just say a couple of tracks that we each think are worth your time. You want to start that, Zeke, or do you want me to?
I do.
You're gonna start it. All right.
Yeah,
Give us Bleach.
All right, hold on.
Get your track listing, or you could grab the album and look on the back.
I could do that.
Yeah, it's right there.
Egg sandwich. I'm connected.
He's connected.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, brother. Ooh, yeah.
Brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Bonesaw's ready.
Dude.
See if he hits that on the way back. Ooh, a perfect 10 out of 10. Way to go for evasion.
that's what mistakes are for.
To learn from him.
Correct.
All right, so give us some tracks to check out off Nirvana's Bleach.
If I had a top 3,
They would be
Big Cheese,
great song.
Make Me. Come on. Fuck.
That's not a song on that record. I know them.
it isn't.
It's on the import.
It's a B-side to Big Cheese. It's called Fuck.
Paper Cuts and Negative Creep.
Oh, Negative
That-
Creep
but-
is good.
But I also love School and Floyd the Barber.
You're not allowed to say them all.
That's just the whole fucking album.
Yeah,
God damn
stop it.
Okay.
Okay, Eddie, why don't you give us two or
Tie
three,
for
two or
all of
three
them.
2 or 3 from where?
from that record? What would you recommend?
I like Floyd the Barber
That's gonna be. I agree. That's one of mine.
and In School.
And that
Yeah.
School and Blue would be my other one.
Blue. Fuck.
Dude, you can only pick 2 or 3. There's
They
gonna
got-
be ones that are off.
Oh, they got
I
this.
overlooked-
They got this
damn it.
February 9th, 1990 live.
Okay.
They have a show on here, and it's got School, Floyd the Barber, Dive, Love Buzz, Spank
Dive.
Through, and
Dive's
Molly's
not
Lips.
on that record.
Wait, no, it's not.
Dive's
That's
not on-
Insecticide.
No,
He
this
said
is
it's
a
live.
yeah. This is a live like
Oh.
Yeah.
bonus
Wrong
or
record.
whatever.
Yes, we know. So that's Bleach. We'll move on to Incesticide. Eddie, pick 2 or 3 tracks from Incesticide worth checking out.
What's the one song called?
Oh,
Aneurysm.
Aneurysm.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That song.
One
is-
of the coolest drum parts
Oh,
ever.
Just like that whole song. That
And
whole
the
song.
guitar.
It's like this. It just starts off really crazy, and then it just all of a sudden it's like dun 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 dun, and then
Yeah.
it's just like
on over and do the twist.
it's a really good
Yeah.
song.
I know what my Aneurysm's a great pick, but I know what if you don't have yours, next one.
I can't really think of any other
Because you
songs
just said it
besides
because
that
it's
one.
live.
Oh, Molly's Lips. Oh yeah, dive.
Dive in me.
Yes, definitely dive.
Dive in me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So dive, and then you're gonna be hard pressed not to pick Aneurysm. I'm with you on that. So I think you got a clean sweep with me. I'll pick Dive and Aneurysm as well. What do you got? You're 2 off of.
I can't
Incesticide.
I mean,
think of
both
any
of
other
those
songs.
and Hairspray Queen, because it's like so.
It's super weird. Yeah, super weird. Molly's Lips is great. I mean, the whole record's great.
Lips,
You know,
lips,
obviously,
Molly's Lips.
Sliver's fantastic. But you know, but if I had to, if you said, okay, what 2
Oh,
are?
Stain.
Oh, good song. I'm a stain. Yeah, if I had to pick 2 though, I would say Dive and an Aneurysm. Those are the 2 tracks off that record.
You know, a weird side note. You know, Krigo's brother.
Yeah, obviously.
He
Brother.
I remember like a really long time. It had to be like 20 years ago, dude. And he came over to my house and like I recorded.
He's been dead for 10, so yeah.
It was like 20. It was just crazy. It was so long ago. And like he really liked Nirvana, and he was like trying to like record some Nirvana sounding songs. I just remember him liking Nirvana so much. I think he brought like a 4-track.
I played drums on his demos.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It was crazy. He just like loved him so much.
Yeah.
But I just remember that weird Nirvana fact.
So if we move on to Nevermind, the big one, I guess I'll pick my first 2. I'll
Top
go
2
first.
tracks.
Lounge Act, number 1.
Ooh.
Without a doubt, Lounge Act.
Boom,
I
boom,
like
boom,
that.
boom,
Yeah, I like that bass line.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
Just
boom,
the
boom,
song
boom,
is
boom,
so
boom,
good.
boom.
And I
Don't
guess,
tell me what you
no, you always say that backwards.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Oh, wait, you might have said you that time. You normally say me.
Don't.
Tell me what you want to hear. Yeah.
Right. No,
I have you on recording saying, don't tell me what I want to hear.
I don't know what you're talking about, Aaron, because on this recording, I said it right.
Yeah. Go back about 5 videos on our Instagram page. He says
He's-
me.
He's done.
But your face isn't shown, so it sounds like I said it, but it wasn't me. My second, then, oh God, this is a tough one. One baby to another. Maybe.
Drain You.
Yeah, I'm debating. It's either that or no. My second favorite song off of Nevermind is going to be Territorial Pissings. That would be it. I used to cover that. I've covered that in like fucking 12 bands, but I mean, I love it. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Alex, what do you got for your 2?
Oh, dude.
Such a good record. I mean, you got Breed, you got Something's in the Way,
I know. I'm well aware.
Lithium,
Yeah.
Come As You Are. I mean, where are you going?
Territorial Pissings for sure.
Attaboy. Breed's another one that I would have thought about.
No, I know, but I mean, I don't know, dude. Maybe,
Is Lounge Act going to be your other one? Are you coming with me?
no, maybe Drain You.
Ooh, okay. Territorial and Drain You. What do you got, Eddie?
I mean, I love them all.
Yeah,
the
obviously.
very last song, what's it called?
Something in the Way?
Yep.
Is
Or are
it-
you talking the hidden track?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Curmudgeon.
hidden track.
Curmudgeon?
Ooh.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that song.
Curmudgeon?
Curmudgeon,
I
yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck it was called.
Yeah, I always
Secret
called it
song.
Curmudgeon. Yeah, secret song, yeah.
And then, I mean, yeah, Lounge Act.
Hell yeah. All right. Which brings us to the piece La Resistance. We'll skip over Unplugged because it wasn't like a written album. You know what I mean? They were playing other songs and covers. So let's just do In Utero.
I mean, all those covers were epic, though.
How about we pick one then? One song from Unplugged. Mine will be
Oh,
Where
not-
Did You Sleep Last Night?
Come on, we could just make it quick.
No? Where'd you
Come
sleep
on.
last night?
Hey, who cares? So what? I'm Joy Behar. Who cares?
This-
So what?
This fucking guy. I'm thinking, where'd you sleep last night? Pick your one. What you got?
Probably The Man Who Sold the World.
Excellent choice. What are you thinking there?
Yeah, what Alex said.
Ooh. The only thing that could have possibly changed my mind was Dumb.
Ooh,
Dumb acoustic is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unreal.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
So, okay, the piece de la Resistance, In Utero. Who wants to go first? I know my 2. You know my 2. I mentioned it.
I want to go last.
Okay, my 2, without a doubt, it's not even debatable. Francis Farmer, Radio Friendly Unit Shifter.
What's the one that goes? Into
Into the ground.
Very Ape.
Very Ape, yeah.
Very
I
ape.
like that one.
Yep, hell yeah.
And
Into the sky, into the ground.
Out of the dirt.
fuck.
Serve the Servants.
Yeah, I mean, I like that one.
Scentless Apprentice. Heart-Shaped Box.
Yeah.
Dumb is on that record.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of them. Yeah, I'll go with Heart Shaped Box.
Great fucking song.
Yeah.
And that video, talking about videos, that video kicks ass.
Yeah.
To this day, I watched that maybe like a week ago.
It looked so weird because that colors, like that type of color thing was kind of like new at that time.
They were ahead of their time. Now you see that shit all the time. People doing
Yeah.
that weird color grading, and it's like,
It was
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
like
It's like a
Salvador
Prisma-
Dali-esque.
Prisma, yeah, it's
right?
like a Prisma
yeah,
filter.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and that totally inspired Red Hot Chili Peppers with Other Side, like with their
Oh,
video.
yeah.
That had to have been like the
Had to
same,
have been
like,
somewhere in there.
the same director.
Whether they
or
knew
something.
it or not, that had to be in the influence.
Yeah, just because.
But that was the first song that I can think of that had like a string bend that went with a vocal, like the ding ding wow ding ding, and that always blew my mind. So yeah,
Powerful.
Heart Shaped Box, what a fucking song. Your 2.
You know what? That was something I was going to bring up earlier. That like I just remember being in high school and defending like Kurt's guitar playing because like And don't get me wrong, because like I've always loved metal too, and what they can do.
A lot of people made fun of the fact that it was all power chords.
But
I'm
it's
thinking,
but it's
fuck
like
off.
it's like sorry, can you replicate the chaos that he created that just sounds so like fucked up but perfect at the same time? Like
I don't hear
can you
people
do that?
writing those
No.
songs. I mean, you know
Like
what I mean?
can you like just do weird chaotic shit like that and make it sound that good? Like no.
No.
With the voice of gold? No.
What do you got for your 2? You're on to
Damn,
In
dude.
Utero.
Fuck.
That's been on every album that you've
Yeah.
picked.
It's on the
Good
special
one,
disc.
Aaron.
It's on the single.
It used to be a B-side. Now it's on every album.
It's a C-side.
I'd probably have to go with Francis Farmer and Radio Friendly Unit Shift.
Add up right here, baby. My guy. I mean,
It's so deceiving.
one-liners that hit me in my fucking heart. I miss the comfort in being sad, and then what is wrong with me?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck,
Fuck, I would have picked that song if I could remember.
Hey, shout outs to those like, far out tracks like Moist Virginia.
Moist Virginia.
Moist Virginia.
D7.
Virginia.
D7, verse, chorus, verse, a.k.a. Sappy.
What I wanted to say is that like how cool was the music
Opinion?
video that they created for like when the lights come out or,
How amazing was that?
or
After all those years,
with
a
the lights
song.
out
Yeah.
the lights out that was
The song, how good was You Know You're Right, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't heard from Nirvana in forever.
lights out.
And out of
That's-
nowhere, it's like, oh, here's this one fucking
When
professionally
did that come out?
recorded.
Yeah, when did that come out? Yeah, that was still
That-
pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. But to like, that was like this
That was-
unexpected gift.
I heard so my one of my old best friends, AJ, who got me into Nirvana, I remember him show me the bootleg for that like a year or two before that came out. I mean, that's when I was like super getting into them.
But to finally hear the recorded, unbelievably well done version.
that came out at the same time as his journals, and it was controversial,
It was all, what's it
But
about?
I mean, I scooped it up, and I mean, being a teenager, there was a lot of pretty adult shit in there.
yeah.
Like a complicated mind and dude, but I mean, like it was fucked up and beautiful, and
Well, I think you just summed it up right there. Kurt Cobain in general, fucked up and beautiful.
yeah, I mean, and what was also really
But that's-
cool,
that's life
I mean, what was
in
also
my
really
eyes.
cool and important is that that's how I started to explore all these other artists, because I remember like one of the at least a few pages of his journal were devoted to like favorite bands and albums.
Yep.
And,
Dinosaur
like,
Jr.,
Dinosaur Jr.,
Pixies,
Pixies,
Clipper,
Melvins,
Melvins, Meat Puppets.
Joy Division.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean-
like, all that. Even Slayer, like
Yeah, oh, hell
Beatles,
Black Sabbath. I mean, I think we talked about it earlier, and it's a good thing to wrap on. I don't know that there is going to ever be another band that artistically, musically, culturally has had as big of an influence as them. There certainly hasn't been since them, but I don't know that it'll happen ever again, because we live in a world now where everything new is at your fingertips on the instant. You don't have to find out about it. You know what I mean? Back in those days, there was like somebody spun it on the West Coast and it found its way east. You know what I mean? Or vice versa.
Well, I mean, like if anything, we're still riding the momentum of those of those waves from
A lot of that music is out there right now too. That
no, yeah,
sounds like
but
that.
but in the
it's-
underground, because like
yeah.
the mainstream, like it's pretty much all pop.
Yeah,
They've
we've moved to a
combined
very-
they've combined country, rap, and pop all into like one thing.
Hick hop.
Yeah. Hick Hop Anonymous?
Hip hop anonymous.
This is bullshit.
And
He
don't get
always
me
gets
wrong,
the easy
like-
ones.
It goes
I mean-
together like lamb and tuna fish.
But I mean, it's all about like it's
Lamb
all
and tuna
about
fish, you
it's
mean
all about
spaghetti and
the
meatballs?
hooks and the
Maybe you prefer spaghetti and meatballs.
yeah. I mean it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the
It
thing.
sounds good, like it's fun, but like it's not.
But you don't have that.
It's not daring. It's not. It doesn't like It doesn't challenge you.
I think more than anything that the difference from then till now is the potential loss, at least in the public eye, the mainstream eye, of the artist. Do you know what I mean? That's what I see. There was a huge time frame there.
Uniqueness.
Yes, it was an obvious investment, a personality, a culture, the way they lived. They were that thing. Nowadays, it's manufactured. There's 12 fucking writers on everything. It's the same formula. It's the same 3 chords. It's what can we get the clicks on?
Yeah, it's heavily just formulated.
Exactly.
This is what people are going to like this badass bass line and,
Which is why I'm optimistic that
I don't know what it
regurgitated
is.
drum beat or...
I understand its usefulness, but I just really don't understand like having the drum samples on the drums.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Like,
well,
but I mean, I understand like it sounds good and like tight and stuff,
but it's not real. There's no authenticity there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Authenticity. That's
the word.
That's the word.
And that's where I think the artist is. The artist is authentic as opposed to the creation of a machine. And I think that's the beautiful way to wrap this up. Nirvana is, was, and always will be an artist, an authentic. And with that, I'd like to say...
They're my top 3.
Fuck you.
What he just said, maybe?
Whoa.
And with that was...
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
It's incredibly
Dude, your
aggressive.
mom watches this.
Yeah, it was incredibly aggressive.
No.
Can
Mrs.
you
Zeke,
cut that out?
ground him.
Come on, cut it out.
And with that, I'd like to say thank you.
You could snip it out, can't you?
I could. I'm gonna.
Come
but I
on,
couldn't.
please.
And with that, I'd like to say thank you for joining us on our first artist spotlight of Nirvana. My name is Aaron.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Eddie.
Rock on.
Come on, you totally cut that out.